death toll in the Myanmar earthquake passes 2,700. A major rebel alliance declares a month-long unilateral ceasefire to help with relief efforts.
A major rebel alliance in Myanmar has declared a unilateral ceasefire in its conflict with the ruling military in an effort to support the humanitarian response to Friday's devastating earthquake, in which at least 2,700 people died. Anna Foster, who's been on the Thailand-Myanmar border, is now in Bangkok and joins us from there tonight. Anna.
Jane, there was a crucial word that you used there, and that is unilateral, because even though this alliance of armed ethnic groups have said that they will not carry out any offensive fighting for the next 4 weeks, the ruling military junta has not said the same. In fact, they continued attacking even after the earthquake happened, even in the areas that were affected. Now, I've been speaking this morning to the UN's Special Rapporteur for Human Rights in Myanmar. He says that aid is being blocked by the military junta. It's not getting to the people who need it, and their situation is becoming increasingly desperate. The BBC's Burmese service is reporting from inside the country. Here's So Wintown.
The searching never stops, except when the rescuers find someone. This is just one of the many bodies pulled from the rubble of the Sky Villa apartment complex in Mandalay. Everyone shows respect to the dead. The Sky Villa was one of the biggest buildings in Mandalay. Its collapse on Friday was devastating. Ko Joy is waiting for his sisters. They were swimming in the pool on the ground floor when the quake struck.
Their lives are in the hands of the rescuers at the moment. It's a massive 11-story building. Those 11 floors collapse down on them, but they might survive if there is a hollow space down there. It's 50-50.
Ukisara was in the monastery next door to the Sky Villa. He wants more international support.
What we need is machinery, like in foreign countries, to lift this up. Only then can we complete this quickly. There are still many bodies remaining inside.
With many buildings on the verge of collapse and the risk of aftershocks still a danger, the living have moved outside. Many residents sleep in the grounds of this palace, and even hospital patients are now being treated in tents. Earlier today, a minute's silence across the country to mourn the dead. The official death toll is 2,700, but everyone here knows there are more bodies to be found. So Wintan, BBC News, London.
And it's a similar story here in Bangkok tonight. Just around the side of this ruins of this collapsed skyscraper, there are rescue workers on 2 huge cranes taking out a body. They've said that even as we go into the 5th night of searching, they can't find vital signs for anybody left in there, but they've said that their work to try and recover dozens of workers in this building will continue, Jane.
Well, now let's turn to the rescue efforts in Myanmar now, where a 63-year-old woman was pulled alive from the rubble after being trapped for 91 hours. The remarkable scenes were filmed in the country's capital, Nay Pui Tho, but it was a rare moment of hope. More than 2,700 people are now known to have died, and details of the destruction are just beginning to emerge from areas where aid has not yet reached. Up to 100 people are thought to have been killed in a floating village, with some reportedly electrocuted. Our Asia correspondent Debbie Edward reports.
For 4 long and suffocating days, this woman was trapped in the rubble of her building. The 63-year-old lay helpless until this rescue team in Naypyidaw found her and got her out. The search of another damaged house earlier in the day had resulted in the removal of another body. Rescue workers going from building to building in the Burmese capital are exhausted and increasingly dismayed as the death toll in Myanmar continues to rise. The sound of sirens and horns marked the start of a moment of stillness and reflection in the country to mourn the more than 2,000 lives that have been lost. Thousands of people have been made homeless. In Mandalay, the middle of the road seems the safest place for these makeshift shelters. They are without homes, without food, and rationed to 1 bottle of water each, as aid still struggles to reach those in need. The junta has blocked at least 1 international search and rescue team from entering the country.
It's really important that all aid workers can enter the country. We understand that 1 team, for instance, from Taiwan, was blocked and was denied entry to the country. At this moment, we need all hands on deck.
There are still many parts of Myanmar where help hasn't reached. This is Inle Lake, north of the capital, where 100 people were killed in a floating village. When their homes started to topple, several people jumped into the water and either drowned or were reportedly electrocuted when power cables fell in. July Thin reached out to us to tell the story of her village.
When the earthquake happened, even though some people can swim very well, they couldn't survive because they needed to struggle under the water during the destruction. That's why we couldn't save these people alive.
12 more bodies have been located in the wreckage of the skyscraper collapse in Bangkok. With other buildings around it still standing, questions are being asked about why it was razed to the ground.
The tons of rubble being removed from the site are being stored as evidence, which will be analysed by civil engineers as part of an investigation into why this building completely collapsed. But at the moment, the priority here remains that search for any possible survivors.
The searching will continue here, just as it will in Myanmar, by any means, and until all hope is lost. Debbie Edward, ITV News, Bangkok.